of Foulmouth Mommies. We're flying just the two of us today.
We got rid of Abby for the week.
She knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been coming for a while. Just kidding, Abby.
We love you.
We miss you. Okay, so today we're going to talk about
something that is near and dear to my heart, actually. Okay, so I have a lot of moms that are having problems like getting their children to either listen or do their homework or not fail and shit like that. And so they punish
talking
them.
about me.
No, I'm not. Well, okay, I could be. But you're not one of the ones that, like, I look at this. So your kid comes home, failing grade, bad behavior, whatever. What do? Do you punish them?
I take things away.
For how long?
It's inconsistent. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Okay.
And what I do sometimes, Dad doesn't stand.
See?
I shouldn't say stand behind, because in the moment he does, but then he forgets. And
Or something that I've found, my kid's grades aren't getting any better, and he's just been home for the last 2 months. I have to let him go out. No, you don't. No, you don't, because your kid catches on. Okay, so this is, now, I know I just think it's incredibly frustrating when a child does something wrong and a parent corrects them and then it doesn't stop and it's like I'm serious, I mean it, or what?
Or
Or what are you gonna do? And they know nothing's gonna happen, and it's like I know I just it's crazy how many parents feel bad for their kids.
Yes.
And it's like, hold on a second, don't you remember we got our asses grounded, beaten? I mean, if my parents could have shot me, they would have.
No, yeah.
I mean, I honestly remember summers that I would stay inside. But now, okay, let me ask you this.
Whole summers?
Oh my gosh, I was a little terror sometimes. I was a shit sometimes. And then a lot of the thing was for me, I started babysitting when I was 11 years old. I love babies. To this day, I still love babies. So I was babysitting like a newborn and a 3-year-old when I was 11. And that would be my summer. I was allowed to work, go home. Work, go home. And all my friends would be outside playing when I didn't have to go babysit. And I'd be sitting there.
Yeah.
And I think about that, and I'm like, okay, that sucked.
Yeah.
But then I think about why that happened. I didn't have shitty parents. I was just an asshole.
Yeah.
So I think, the crime fit the punishment because I was just not getting it.
Right.
And after a while, I think, if you stick to your guns, the kid gets it. And, like, another thing I noticed, like, I don't know if it's, yes, when you ground your kids, they're at home with you. So a lot of people can't handle their kids.
Yeah.
So
being home all
go
the
back
time.
outside.
Yeah.
Well, so then your kid knows, well, screw it, she can't handle me for too long, or I'll get loud, and then she'll let me go outside.
And then she'll let me go out anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and
right.
do this, because there's no consequences.
Exactly.
Or they're short-lived.
Short-lived consequences.
I don't know
in the
how
moment,
many
there's a heat.
times I have told my son that the shit is going to hit the fan. And it never does. It never does.
But does he continue to do whatever it is?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's the...
Yes.
Do you know how, when they were little?
It's so frustrating, but I know it's because I can't see, because I feel bad. I feel bad, because he's so cute.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's why he's not listening to you.
Oh.
I remember when my kids were little, it was, don't make me get to 3. I'd be like, 1, 2, and then they'd straighten up. And I never knew what the fuck I would do if I got to 3. And I never had to get to 3. And then when...
That works in my house.
The little one, I think it was the little one that said, "What, Mommy, what happens after 3? I'm like, you don't even want to find out, dude. And I never came up with anything, but they never pushed it. They never pushed it.
That is something, that's like a last-ditch effort for me, and it actually does work. They start moving.
Right.
And I have gotten to 3. And then I just charge them.
Okay.
Like a rhinoceros. A rhinoceros.
At first.
Like an elephant, I just charge them and then they get up and do whatever it was I was asking them to do.
Okay. Are you a yeller? Do you yell a lot? I don't yell. If I yell, my kids literally run out the house because they think something's really wrong. Yeah. I don't like yelling. I just think it's incredible how many parents feel bad
Yeah, I might be one
for
of
their
them.
kids. I mean, I
Because
feel bad
he's
in
not-
other things, but
I guess I have to preface it with saying he's not doing things that he's not hurting anyone or himself or property or stealing or vandalizing. He is not talking disrespectful. He's just not doing what he needs to do.
right.
So I guess maybe that's why I don't feel why I feel guilty is because, he's a good kid.
Right.
He just
Like you're talking about if he won't do his work
Can't
or
get
he
his
won't
shit
clean his
together.
room or
right,
things
right,
like
right.
that.
Those are the kind
Right.
of things that he gets in trouble for, picking up dog shit and he doesn't do it.
Right.
Those are the kinds of things he gets in trouble for. He doesn't get in trouble for disrespecting teachers or
Right.
us
Right.
or anyone. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but it definitely doesn't work for grades. He's not the best student. He doesn't try very hard, and we just try and take things away and tell him shit's gonna hit the fan and nothing changes. Nothing changes, but the shit never hits the fan.
So maybe
I
you
don't
should
know what
pick
the
up the
shit
dog
would
shit,
be though.
turn on a fan, and just fucking throw it, just rifle that son of a bitch right into the fan. How was spring break? Are they good together during spring break?
They are fairly good together. We did good most of the week, and then like yesterday was a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
So
I think you
we
can
had to pull the plug on
other.
electronics
Okay.
because they were fighting about that. Pull the plug on electronics. They gave him sparklers. They sat outside for a while doing sparklers together, and then they played Jenga. So it was kind of
Well, that's
self-imposed, like, all right, you have to be together.
Right. No, but
Okay.
that's good.
One punched the other one before.
She punched him.
Actually, she spit on him. and then
I think I got spit on once.
he took her fist and punched her.
So technically, he didn't do anything.
Right. He's slick like that.
That's pretty good.
They were. She was playing, and the spit got a little out of control. Like they pretend spit,
Right.
and it actually happened. I don't know. This happened with my brother too.
Yeah?
Pretend spit, and then
I might
somebody really gets
I used
spit.
to do that.
Yeah.
But not that. Oh god. Okay. You know what? Yep. Nope. So
So after that went down, then there was some.
that's not bad though. You lasted the whole week.
Mom.
That's good.
Yeah. How about your boys?
They were great.
They always are though.
They are. Except the little one had a meltdown Saturday night. Out of nowhere, they were all playing, and then they were all playing on their game, and then he came out of his room, bawling hysterically.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Are you all right?" And he's like, "I'm fine." So it goes into my room. So Sal and I are sitting on the couch, and we're like, "Come here, dude." So he comes out, tears flowing, and we're like, "Okay, what happened?" They made fun of him on the computer, whatever, something, right? I have to go back to school on Tuesday. I'm like, it's Saturday. I'm worried about Tuesday. Half an hour later, back on his computer, he's fine.
Fine. He just had a moment meltdown.
He had a moment meltdown. It's the weirdest thing in the world. But they were good. We went skiing the beginning of the week. Oh, and that was his other thing. He was like, spring break's already over. We didn't even do anything. And I'm like, mother, do you have any idea? I drove for 8 hours. I mean,
I
yeah.
heard he hit a pole. Like us first run down.
Dude, very first run of the day. I tell them, now this is their second time skiing. So I tell them, wait for me. Of course they're not going to wait for me. Their friends are there. So I'm like, whatever, just go. I come down, and I haven't snowboarded in 15 years.
Yeah.
So I did snowboarding. So I'm having a hard time coming down the hill. I'm falling every now and then. And I see him down there at the bottom. So I go down there and I slide and I'm all like trying to be a hot shit and I fall over and he comes up to me and he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, and he looks around, none of his friends are around. I can't feel anything and I want to be done. And I'm like, oh, you must have hit the pole hard because he doesn't cry. So I'm like, all right, let's go back up the hill. So his skis are on the floor. He's got his poles in his hand. He was like, will you hold these? So I'm like, yeah. So I grabbed the poles, thinking he's going to grab the skis. He starts
Right.
walking. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay. So I picked up the skis. I got my snowboard in the other hand. The poles are across my head.
So you've got 4 poles.
No, because
you
I
don't
was
have
snowboarding.
poles. Okay.
Right. So I had my
You don't-
snowboard in this
I didn't know
hand.
that you don't use poles.
Yeah. And so we're going up the hill. So I have to take breaks. He's like, what's wrong, Mommy? And I'm like, nothing. How you feeling? And he was a little glazed over. So I was like, you know what, let's just take a break. And so we went upstairs, and it was actually nice. Him and I had a little, like, 2-hour conversation before everybody came back for lunch. And he was done.
You didn't want to go back out?
He's like, I'm not going back out there. I said, yeah, you are. I said, you're not going to give up.
Yeah.
So we went out there, and I said, listen, just give me 15 minutes with you. And if you can't get it, I totally understand. So I took my snowboard off, and I'm running down the hill with him, and he was fine. For the last 4 hours, he was out there skiing. He had a great time. Yep.
Yeah.
But he rung his bell real hard. But
Yeah.
that was the first 2 hours we sat there, and I'm like, it's fine. I don't need practice. I'm good. And it's funny
fine, I
too.
just paid all this
But
money.
well, and you know what? It wasn't even the money. I love skiing, so selfish me
You're
came
like,
out,
I don't
and I'm
get to
like,
ski right now
are you
because you
fucking kidding me? And I
Oh.
think it showed in my face.
Oh.
Because, like, he goes, Mom, you don't have to sit with me. You can go out there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is fine. I don't mind. And he reads me really well, as much
Yeah.
as I can read him. And he was just, I mean, I know it because I was, for a second there, I mean, I've been skiing in a year. And I really wanted to go. And it's like the only time I can go out there. So the assholishness side of me, pre-kids, I was like, this is great. I'm going to sit here and sweat to death because I'm in the lodge right now. Yeah, but and it was when he said that I think I clicked back on and
Yeah.
like, stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
Mom
not,
mode
it's
took back
not
over.
for you. Yeah.
This
So
is for them. They're up here with their friends.
exactly. So that was good stuff. And then
Yeah.
we just came
But
home.
you didn't do anything else spring break.
No,
according to
we
him.
didn't do a thing. It's horrible. You know, I'm a bad mom.
Oh my gosh.
And then the other one can't stop thanking me and all of their friends, you know what I mean? So it's just like, he's so much like me, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He's an
Looking for
asshole.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, same way I was as a kid, so.
Yeah.
Him, I can.
What's in it for me?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not having a good time anymore, this is stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
The girl's like that too, but she's easily diverted. Like we were gonna go to, we were gonna do so many things over spring break. Like we were gonna go to the airplane graveyard.
I didn't even know we had one here.
Well, we don't. It's
Oh.
it's south of Tucson.
Were you gonna make it happen? What the?
I'm just gonna
Pew pew! Pew pew!
shoot down a bunch of airplanes. It's down south,
Okay.
but you have to make a reservation 10 days in advance. Well, I didn't think about it
For
10 days
what?
in advance.
So walk the park?
You can't walk it anymore. It's a tour.
Oh.
You used to be able to back in the day.
Right.
You used to be able to walk it, but you can't walk it anymore. You have to go in a guided tour.
Okay. So
And
they
you
can
have
make
to-
money off you, basically?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and you have to do 10 days advance reservation for clearance or something. I don't know.
Whoa.
So we missed that.
Did you get your pilot license or something?
So that was out. And then Scott wanted to go take a mine tour down south.
That is so worth it.
Yeah. But I
Except-
didn't realize it was 4 hours away.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just do it in a day. Because it's just a hassle with the dogs and finding someone to stay with the dogs and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, we're not going to do this 4 hours
We
away.
did it. No, we did it in a day. We did. We got up really early though, I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Probably left the house at like, it was either 5 or 6.
Really?
Got down there and the tour only lasted like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But they got the bride and they were little when I took them. And then the guy's telling them that, oh, if you do this tour, you get to crawl around on the inside. And I'm thinking, that would be fun. And then I looked at them and they were like 3 and 4. And I'm like, no, like 4 and 5. And I'm thinking, all right, 8 more years. And then I'm like, I can't do this in fucking 8 years. I'm gonna be an old hag. I'm not crawling anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, but it was cool. It was really, really cool. And it
So-
really only lasted 3 hours.
So it's on our list of things to do, but we didn't want to drive down and drive back in the same day.
Yeah.
We wanted to and see other things and whatever.
Right.
So we didn't do that. And then we decided we were going to go to the ostrich farm.
Oh, the one in between. Yeah, I know where that's at. We took the kids there all the time.
Yeah.
The birds. I love birds. Have you been there before?
No, we've never been.
Totally worth
Don't
it.
tell me it's worth it because
It's worth it.
I dropped the axe on it because I looked at all the pictures and it's just like feeding birds
Well,
through a fence. And I was like, this is
no, that's
fun.
feeding the animals through a fence. But they have these really cool things. Like they have the ostriches will come over, and if you put it in your hand, they'll peck your hand. But then the bird thing, you actually go into the enclosure and you have these little things of nectar and you hold it and you'll have like 7 birds on your hand. It is, and they're beautiful birds. They're like this big. They scared the shit out of the little ones when they were little. But then as they got older, I mean, it's pretty. It's worth doing it once. I'm not gonna, it's not, the drive down there, I mean, it takes like an hour from here.
it's not far.
Not too bad, but so the feeding part wasn't all that.
Yeah.
Except for the ostriches, they were cool.
That's all I saw were pictures of feeding and things, and it looked very, I could do that at the petting zoo. You know what I mean?
So that's what it was like. That part's the petting zoo. The ostriches were really
stuff.
cool.
And the birds.
But the birds makes it worth it. Because I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Well, great.
Yeah.
So we didn't do that.
Okay.
And then we decided.
Did you do anything?
No, this is what we did. Well, the later half of the week, because the first half we saw you up in skiing. We decided we're going to go out to the Renaissance Festival.
Ooh.
Because the kids haven't been since they were little. And I want to ride an elephant, because you can do that there.
Okay.
So we start driving out there, and we get stuck in traffic. And it's like 7 miles away, and it says it's going to take us an hour to get there.
Oh, I lost my shit. I can't do
Scott
traffic
lost
either.
his shit.
Yeah, I can't do it.
He's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I'm not sitting there. Rah, rah, rah. Make a decision. So we're trying to think of things to do, and we're like, well, do you want to go to the ostrich farm? But we're already 45 minutes to an hour into this sitting, and we have another hour or so to go, which really is like a 45-minute drive, half-hour drive from our house.
It's not usually that far.
He's like, well, let's go to the ostrich farm then. And I'm like, oh, it's the opposite direction. It's going to take us 2 hours to get, I'm like, nixing it. So we're sitting there for a few more minutes, and I turn around to the girl, and I go, hey, do you want to go to the mall and ride the animals at the mall? She goes, yes. I'm like, that's it. We're going to the mall. So we went to the mall. And we
Those things are like $20 for like a couple hours, right? What do they get?
No, $10 for 10 minutes. The stuffed animals that you ride.
That's bullshit.
I know.
I thought you got it for like an hour.
Oh, no,
I thought it was a couple hours is what I thought. That's bullshit.
Yeah. $10, 10 minutes. Yeah.
Like, do they take your license or anything? Like, can you take it home? If
you get too far away, it turns off.
Damn it.
You can only go so far from them.
Why do they think of everything already?
I don't know. So, Boyd had a friend with him, so we gave them some money and said, meet us back here in an hour or two, and we took the girl on those and the bouncy thing and bought her a Build-A-Bear. She was perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, less than the Renaissance Fair for sure.
That I would have paid at the Renaissance Festival, the Ostrich Farm, or the airplane rigger.
I'm thinking the ostrich
or the
farm,
mine
you spend a lot on the. Actually, not really. You put a quarter in, and they give
It's like the deer farm.
Yep, right.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same exact thing, actually.
Yeah.
So that part's cool, but like I said, it's worth it for the birds. I love the birds thing.
So girl's adaptable. She went from all these really great things we wanted to do to the mall.
Yeah, but you know why? Because Mom spiffed that shit up.
Well, yeah.
You
Those
made
are fancy
it sound
animals
like,
to ride.
yeah, I'd be on the giraffe. I bet my tongue. So, I bit my tongue 17 times this week.
You counted?
No, it's just bleeding all the time.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay. And it's not healing.
Well, because you keep biting it.
Right.
You gotta just
And my wonderful
put
supportive,
it out like a dog with no
my
teeth.
supportive husband goes, babe, do you need food? Fuck you. Honey. Thanks. Speaking of food, have you ever dieted? Okay, so
Obviously not.
wait, I'm gonna go back. Before I had children, I was 140 pounds. 130, 140, right? Very athletic, so it's all muscle, perfectly great. I had both my kids and I blew up like a balloon.
Okay.
So now I'm like getting to where I do not want to be anywhere near. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna diet. I've dieted before, I'm really good at it. You can't diet with kids in the house. Have you ever tried dieting? You can't.
Obviously not.
Ever in your life.
I've never had to until now. Like, I've been perfectly content with where I've been at
Right.
until now.
That's me. The last the last year,
Yeah.
I've put on 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And
Mine's
it's
like 2 years, yeah.
what am I doing? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna diet.
And it doesn't work
go on a
because
diet.
they eat crap.
Right. How am I supposed to not
Because
get...
you only buy healthy, natural things for them to eat in the house. That's what you're supposed
I'm
to do.
definitely not that mom.
I just
I know
bought
we had
ding-dongs
zebra-
and Twinkies. And
Zebra cakes. Fucking bomb. And I can't get the regular ones. I gotta get the big ones. So I put them there for the kids' lunch, and then they wake up and they're like, "Mommy, where's the zebra cakes?" I'm like,
I don't know. What are they?
"What? They're all gone? All 6 of them? I'll buy 2 boxes next time." I can't.
One for them and one for you.
I'm fine if it's not in front of me,
Yeah.
but I don't think. I mean, unless you're one of those fit moms, which God bless you if you are.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I'm not that mom. I hate cooking
Yeah.
because I'm not good at it.
Check. Yep.
You know, so I cook. You know, I
Out of necessity.
really. And
Because you're supposed to.
how long have we been parents? And every night I'm like, fuck, I gotta cook for him again. I don't know. Can't I just go out and you try to keep them away from the fast foods. Number 1, that shit gets expensive, and number 2, like every single time I go to a fast food place, I'm like, okay, I could have put a burger on the grill. I can do that. You know.
Right.
So I get so mad at myself because I'm like, I'm gonna go out and eat. I'm gonna eat shit that I can't make.
Right.
But
So fancy.
But then I go, God, I haven't fed my kids in 8 hours and there's nothing in the house. Guys, what do you want to eat? You know, it's always like just a quick meal. But I don't know. I would like to know pointers and secrets of how people,
To know. I can't
you
do
know,
it.
because even if you try to feed your kids well, like my son's the little one. He doesn't take a lunch to school. Did I ever tell you this? So he stopped taking a lunch to school about probably the middle of this year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Because I know you don't have any money on your account because I didn't put any on there. So, what are you doing? Oh, I just get a little piece from everybody. I'm like, do they know you have parents? Do they think you're homeless? He goes, no, it's everybody that you know. I just don't pack my own lunch. I'm like, okay, are you lazy? He doesn't like bread.
Okay.
So no sandwiches.
So he just takes what other people don't want.
Right. Although his friends will be like, here, do you want this? Or, hey, I'm not going to finish this. Or, hey, do you want this?
And he'll be like, yeah, sure.
Eh,
I'll take
you know, it's like, and I asked him, like, what are you eating? Grapes. Good. That's where the good ends.
I was going to say.
Because then it goes to pudding pops or like a Go-Gurt. Still okay.
Yeah.
And then it's the gummies and the candy. And I'm like, so it doesn't matter. If you are the best culinary mom who cooks nothing but great things for them,
lunches.
they're going to trade shit. They're going to go out there and they're going to trade shit. And if you think they're not trading shit, you're kind of wrong.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I think,
Mine actually, when he finds something that I think someone else likes, he'll ask for that in his lunch. He'll ask for 2 of those. Can I get, like, I was buying sunflower seeds, like already shucked sunflower seeds.
Okay.
You know, just trying to be healthy.
yeah.
Next to their bologna sandwiches. And he was like, can I get 2 of those? I really like them. I'm like, really?
Trade him off. Is he giving them to my kid?
He was giving them to someone.
That's probably
And I was
my
like, that
child.
shit's expensive. I'm giving you one. If you want to share. If
Now
you
my
wanna,
kid's not worth it. That's awesome. Thanks.
I know who it was. It wasn't yours. It wasn't
I
your
don't
kid.
understand that. I feel like a horrible mother.
Yeah.
But then, he tells me other kids do it too. So I don't care that, and that's what, like, I was trying to say, like, when you're at home, you raise your child in a different sense. The minute they start going to school,
Oh, they
you have
make
no
their own
fucking
stuff.
control. You really don't. I mean, my kids are great, and I knock on wood, thank God, because I was blessed with, and they were switched at birth. I know they were. So if you're the real parents, I'm sorry, but thank you. Because that means you've got my kids. You're probably dead by now. I mean, they are incredible.
Yeah.
They really are. Like,
But they're going out and they're finding their way and they're doing shit that you didn't expect them to do.
yeah, at this age now, and this, like, this is where I start questioning myself as a parent, which is why I love talking. When we start getting people that actually input, I
Yeah.
can't wait for that because I do want to hear other people's points. But my kids are both teenagers, 13, 14. And they will come home on Friday, they will get money out of their wallet, and they're gone. I don't see them until 9:30 at night when they have to be home. The other day, they have that little tracker on their phone. Now I can track their phone.
Right.
So I know where they're at all times. And they call me and update me like, hey, we're going over here, we're going over to his house, we're going over here. So, I mean, they're awesome at that. But is it too young to be letting those, normally there's 4 of them, if not more.
I don't know. I'm a hard one to ask.
That's what I'm saying, but are you a hard one to ask or am I too lenient? Because that's where I get like, I don't know. Like, if I don't think if the parents of my kids' friends knew that they just went out all night, I don't know if they would get in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I always know where they are. I always bring them
You
home.
mean the friends that they're with, the parents don't know that they're
I
out?
don't know.
Oh, you don't
Like,
know what their communication
exactly.
is with their parents. Gotcha.
So I'm like,
I'm a tough one to weigh in on that because my kids are so different. There are things that I let my daughter do at 9 that I never let my son do
really?
until he was older, much older. And it's personality, because my son would be like, oh, okay, I'll get in your car with that candy. That sounds great.
Puppies?
Puppies?
You have puppies?
You have puppies? I love puppies.
More than one?
And my daughter would be like, fuck him.
Right. Start screaming.
Start screaming and run.
He's trying to rape me.
He's trying to steal me, someone help me. They're just so different. And I think the fact that the boy being adopted, I have a very hard time letting go of him. Like, I
Now
walked
why?
him into kindergarten. I walked him to the gate every day. We
Wait, are
walked
you
him
not
to the
supposed
gate.
to do that? I did that.
Well, yeah, but then eventually you drop them at the curb, or they walk, or whatever. No.
Well,
No.
I have always called you a helicopter.
All through elementary school, here's 5th grade. All through 5th grade, he was driven. I mean, eventually he started just getting out on the curb because the girl came along, and in kindergarten, she was like, let me out on the curb. I don't want you to walk me up.
Holy shit, really?
So we'd start leaving them both up. Yeah.
See, neither one of the boys, they were always like, can you walk me in? I think when they got to 5th grade, it was finally like, you could just pull up here.
Yeah. No.
That's
we
why
had
it was
to
such a
start pulling
shock
up.
in middle school.
Yeah.
When they hit middle school and all of a sudden they became independent, and I was just like, I bawled when the older one went to middle school because got them all their supplies. I'm ready to go in. He's like, no, just drop me here. And I'm like, 6 months ago I was taking you up to the curb. I mean, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
No, I got it.
Or letting
And
you walk
that
to the
one
bus
hit.
stop.
That one hit hard.
Yeah.
Well, my bus stop is only 5 houses down, so I'm okay with that.
You can see it from your
Yep.
house.
Now I don't know about the big one's going to high school next year, so
Yeah,
I'm not
what
sure
else
where
maybe?
that's at. But he is already like, can you just drive me? Like but God forbid he gives me a kiss in front of everybody. That doesn't happen. He'll fist bump me. The little one still like throws himself on me, which is beautiful. But
Yeah. Yeah. So they're two totally different personalities, and I think the adoption has a little bit to do with me not letting. Like, he went to half-day kindergarten. He didn't even go to full-day kindergarten because I couldn't be away from him that long. Crazy. Preschool, he did 1 year and he did 3 days a week for 2 hours. And he cried the first half of the year, and I sat there. Mommy's here.
I'll save you
Mommy's
from the
here.
bad teachers.
From the bad teachers. I'll protect you.
Why do you think
I don't know, the
adoption?
fear that I would lose him. I don't know.
Yeah, like I would never.
Yeah,
I
just
would
just
think.
not the fear that someone would take him or that I would miss any time with him, and I don't know.
That's
And the
wild.
girl's the opposite. I'm like, oh, is there full day preschool? Can she go 5 days a week?
Can she just go for the week? I'll pick her up on Saturday.
I'll drop her off Monday morning and pick her up Friday afternoon.
And they do say that though, the second kid that usually happens too.
Yeah, she's so independent compared to
Right.
him. I mean, she went to 2 years of preschool because she was so ready to
Right.
get out.
Yeah.
And the first day, parents were allowed to go in and sit with them. They did a little thing with the parents, and then the parents were asked to leave. The minute we walk in and sit down, she turns to me and she says, "You're going to be leaving, right?" And I'm there with, like, grandma's there, dad, we're all there, and we're like, okay, I guess so. We had to leave. She wanted to make sure we were leaving.
And that stuck with her to this day. I mean, she is really
Oh, yeah.
independent.
So, grandma lives on the next street. I maybe let the older boy start riding his bike there alone 2 years ago. So, 11, maybe 12.
Yeah.
11, 10, no, 11.
See, I don't blame you on that because he's by himself.
Well, he would be with, they would go together. He didn't do it by himself. They would go together.
But he was the older.
But he was the older one.
Right.
And she's literally closer than you are to me. That's how close she is.
Right.
And the girl, I let her go now. And they let her go to the park across the street from Grandma's house and just have Grandma watch her out the window.
Isn't that
I would
wild?
never let
Yeah.
him do that.
Yeah.
Never.
I wouldn't let the little one do anything by himself either. I mean, his father asked him, like, what do you want to do when you grow up besides being your big brother's brother?
Besides being a little brother.
Yeah, because that's, I mean, I'm telling you, we go to the grocery store and halfway to the grocery store, or when I park the car, it's, oh, I don't have any shoes on. Where the fuck did you think we were going? Why are you leaving the house without shoes? He'll do it all the time. He'll go to his friend's house and he comes home, no underwear, one sock, one shoe. I'm like, what happened to you?
Yeah. Just doesn't think about it.
It doesn't even faze him.
Yeah.
Whereas the older one needs to pack all of his shit and then go over it 3 times.
Yeah. And show you what he would have to.
Right.
That's how the girl is. Just show me everything.
Just to make sure. Am I missing
14
anything?
bags. You know, we went away for what, 3 days? We went up north on Saturday and we came back on
Monday.
Monday.
Right.
5 bags.
Oh,
And a pillow.
yeah.
And a blanket.
I don't think
And like
I thank God for
a
boys.
stuffed animal.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So like one had books. She brought like 10 books.
Does she read a lot?
No.
Okay.
Well, she does, but we weren't going. There wasn't
Into
going to
a
be
home?
time
Right.
to be
Into a home. Into a home.
into a home. We weren't going to be there reading. Like
No time
there
to
wasn't
stop
time
and
for
sit.
10 books.
Right. Gotcha.
There's time for maybe a little reading before you went to bed or something like
Right.
that, or when you woke up, but not 10 books worth of reading. So one had that, one had, you know, summer outfits, one had winter outfits.
It was like 20 degrees up there.
I know.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna bring a couple pairs of shorts just in case. Okay, knock yourself out. You're carrying all these out to the car and carrying them all back in.
And she probably said no problem.
Yeah, she did.
It
It's crazy.
is nuts.
One full of stuffed animals. She carried one, but then there was another bag of them because this one didn't want to be lonely.
Right.
So she's funny.
That's wild. I thank God for that, boys.
Oh, she makes you think, for sure.
I can't imagine when she's gonna get older.
Oh, she's gonna
Fucking teenage years. I look at my boys now and that's, yeah, the older one is, well, neither one of them are really into girls, but like the older one is so shy, whereas the younger one is like, you know, and that's what we joke about him all the time. We're like, you guys are gonna live together, and the older one's gonna be with his girlfriend on the couch, you know, watching TV, and the little one's gonna run around naked in the whole house. You know, it's just, we joke all the time, and the little one will look at us like, yeah, probably. I'm like, oh,
wait.
okay.
Wait.
Get it. At least be in college when this is happening. So I know you're getting an education.
Well, we got off dieting
Mm.
really far.
No, we really didn't. It's just the fact you can't do anything for yourself. Can I just sum it up like that? You can't. You don't have a fucking life.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. I mean, I still am. I said to my husband, if we had kids, our first 10 years, we're doing like we never took vacations that like for us.
Yeah.
It was always if we're going to New York, what are the kids' things to do? If when we went to the Keys, I mean that was our number one spot because we lived in Florida.
Yeah.
So that was we went to the Keys almost every single summer.
That's awesome.
Loved it. That was our vacation spot. So when we were going down to Florida for a wedding, the Keys was like, I'm like, God, do we really want to do this? Because they were like probably like 9 and 10. And I'm thinking to myself, like, do I really want to go down there knowing that this was our party spot,
Yeah.
you know, with the kids? So that kind of got tossed around. And then we said, you know what? We called up, a million things for kids to do. And then the one thing we loved to do was always rent scooters. So we rented, instead of a scooter, we rented double scooters, you know, we had them on there. But for the first 10 years, it was like anything we did was surrounded only for
Kid-friendly,
them, right?
Yeah.
And it was like now, and I think that's what hit me so hard when I went skiing and he fell. I was like, fuck, man, every fucking time. Every trip we go on is for you, motherfucker. This is the one thing I
I
like
could
to
have
do.
done for me.
Yes, and I think that's why it hit me so hard, because I was like, you know, fuck, you're 13 now.
Yeah.
And
Be a
I was
little
an
independent.
asshole. And I was an asshole. I mean, for that.
He got her.
Yeah, he did. And he run, I mean,
I know.
God help him.
You know mine is very accent prone. Can you imagine what they'll be
No.
like out there?
God, no. How many times do we how many times do we go out and he would always hurt himself?
He always hurts himself.
It's just hard. I can't do anything. And I don't know if that's a shitty attitude to have, because, everybody's like, kids shouldn't stop you from living. But then I look at it and I'm like, yeah, they should, for not stop you from living, but when you
Change the way you live.
Right.
For a little bit.
For a little bit. Like, that's how I
Absolutely.
feel. And now they're getting to I can go out at night and leave them home.
Yes.
And they are totally fine, which is great.
Yes.
And I think that we worked them into our lives, and then it was kind of like, okay guys, you're old enough now, you're on your own, and they were cool with it because we did spend every waking moment with them. So I think it does, but it's like I just want to get back into like one little routine for myself, and that would be working out. But now I'm just so damn lazy. I'm like, whatever. So an extra 40 pounds. If I get up to 70, maybe I'll go. If you have to roll me through your door to do,
Then maybe I will. I know, we've talked about it a lot, going to the gym and stuff.
Well, it's good to talk about everything now. I know, but we should.
I was,
That should be our thing for, like, our audience. We're gonna start taking care of ourselves, and you're gonna watch us transform.
Don't make me commit.
They could be our accountability.
Don't put me down for that. I'm not in a place.
I'm not putting you
yet.
down. I'm raising you up.
Hard pass.
Reverse.
So I work with some special needs kids, and we have to we go to PE now once a week at school. I'm taking PE for a very, very, very long time. And one of the things with these kids you have to do is you have to model so that they can see
it better.
So they can see and follow you. And
I kind of feel like the school nurse had to come out and say.
No, but the fear that I have, just like jumping, it's overwhelming.
Really?
Like the PE teacher put a bunch of stuff out, like stations,
right,
that you had to rotate through,
right,
and do these things. And one of them was these PVC pipes that you just had to jump over, but there was like no time in between. Like you jump, jump, jump. And I stood up I was about to model it, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. And my coworker was standing there, and he's this really young, very athletic man. He's like 6'5". And I look at him, and I'm this old lady, and I'm like, yeah, I think you're gonna have to do this one for me. And he's looking at me like, what? I'm like, I can't do it. I'm gonna break something. Like the fear was so great that I was gonna break an ankle or fall down.
See, my problem is I'm the complete opposite. Well, I can still do this. Let's go snowboarding. I ate it so many times, and I refused to let my kids see me on the ground. So I'd throw myself back up. I got home, everything was bruised. I thought I broke my tailbone because I fucking hit the ice so hard.
How do you?
But
because the ice is hard, where people are. I've never skied. I skied once.
So you're going tremendously fast, and there's this giant piece of wood stuck to your feet.
Right.
So when you fall, it goes with you. So then the momentum of the board makes you flip 3 more times when you're not expecting it. So
This doesn't sound
I think
fun.
I'm gonna go back to skiing. I'm a really good skier, so I'm gonna go back to that.
If you were new, what would you start on?
Skiing. Skiing is 1,000% easier than snowboarding, unless you're a professional skateboarder.
Nope.
Yeah. So we're gonna go skiing next time. All right. Well, we will wrap this up, and hopefully next week we'll have Abby back.
We'll have Abby back.
If not, I think we're gonna start inviting people on, get different opinions maybe, and throw it out there.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
I think it's a great idea.
That's what we're gonna do.
As long as Abby doesn't mind.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Or
we could probably squeeze the 4 of us in here.
we could.
We could do that, or we'll make our guests stand. We're like assholes.
And just refill our drinks.
Yeah. You want to be in there? Yeah. Go give me another drink. What's your opinion? No, but I think that'd be great. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So make sure, share the video, subscribe, so we can get some more subscribers to this, so we can keep this going. Because I enjoy sharing our knowledge and
Or lack of.
yeah, that's probably better.
That's probably
Whatever. I was trying to make myself sound good.
Sorry.
So and feel free. I don't know how. If you guys have any questions or comments or
Opinions.
topics,
Yeah.
opinions, feel free to write them down.
I
there.
would like to know if anyone else, the running out until 9:30 at night, because I would not let my kids do that, either of them, at this age.
I'm a
But the
shitty
older-
mom.
No,
So
no, a self-acknowledged helicopter mom.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my oldest is the age of your youngest. So you have
Right.
an older one doing that with him.
A whole 13 months
Well,
older. Yeah,
you know.
it's not that.
You
Irish
know.
twins.
But I'd be curious, because Abby's not here to chime in, and her boys are older too, to see what the general consensus
You know
of
what, that
is.
is a good
like,
one.
Like, am I being a shitty mom for not giving them a little freedom?
Or am I just
Or
a carefree mom who
being
doesn't
a
care if
carefree
they
mom
die?
that trusts them and lets them go? I don't
You
know.
put that so much better than I
Thank
did.
you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Alright.
hurt your feelings.
Just, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm used to. Ah, God! That's twice. That's twice. I'm used to parents. Honestly, I'm used to parents looking at me like, you know?
I'm not looking at you like that, but we have different opinions.
Right.
Which is fine. I would just like to know.
I don't
What
think
other
it's fine.
people
I think you should agree with me. It's because I do it right. No, but you know what? That is a good thing. If you guys don't mind, chime in. If you have kids, teenage years, what would you let them do, not let them do in that aspect of going out with their friends? Like I said, there's usually 3 or 4 of them. And they're always within, I mean, we live in a great neighborhood where anything you want is maybe 2 miles at the furthest.
And not across
across
the major road.
Right, because
Like,
you
they
can
don't
always
have to go
take the
across the
back. Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, chime in on that. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. And yeah, share the video, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.